Die, you lubbers, it's Captain Hook here, inviting you to talk about movies with us. Hi. Hello, guys, how you doing?
Good, Captain.
Hi, cheers
Hey,
to
Captain.
y'all. Yeah, this is me Captain Hook wig and hat and hook that I did in the play, the ballet here in St. Augustine in 2016 and 2017. But enough of that blabbering. Welcome aboard, everyone. We hope we have plenty of people out there to listen to us. We have great news to talk about. And let's get this out here, too. Thank you very much, sir, my maiden wench.
Call me no stuffing
so,
wench.
welcome to everyone there. Get my hair back in place. I would wear it the whole show, but it is bloody hot, so I'm not doing that. And I'd rather drink some rum. So it's good to see everyone. Welcome aboard. And normally we have to say something nice for our special guests, but guess what? Our special guests are hopefully everybody that's watching. Do we have anybody watching us? Oh, look, we got people watching us. Very good. I see Zachary Harker there. I see Official Wench. That's a new name. Is the wife of Chum Bucket. But I'm using the YouTube channel tonight. Oh, well, we're honored then. If that is the Chum Bucket, Official Wench, we welcome you aboard to our show. Thank you very, very much for being here. We have Pagan Pirate, Nightingale in Florida. I see Donna is out there. We're going to have some fun talking about our favorite pirate movies tonight. But first, let's do the quote of the week. And this quote of the week is something that I've used myself at times. When James Norrington tells Jack Sparrow, "You are without a doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of." But of course, the reply from Jack Sparrow is, "Aye, but you have heard of me." That is a quote well worth using, and I've used it myself. It is our quote of the week, ladies and gentlemen. It works well when someone is talking bad about you. You can use that to get out of the badness. Cheers to that. A great quote. And I hope maybe some of you will use it, but it is one of my favorite quotes from the pirate movies. And of course, we do want to talk about the question of the week, which is pretty doggone obvious. We will be talking about our favorite pirate movies. And I have a couple of mine, as I know that Mr. Longwood and Mr. Henley have theirs too. So we'll be talking about what your favorite pirate movie is. But let's take care of a few of the things that we're here for and brag about and talk about. Let's talk about our crew adventures. There's our poster showing up all the things we have going on. Crew adventures for 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, this week is the Celtic and Music Festival. We'll talk about that more in a few minutes. June 18th will be a Midsummer Night's Gala. March 26th will be Spring Festival. You see on there the Pirates of Pontchartrain over in Hammond, Louisiana. Now, last year I went there and had a great time with my quartermaster, Mr. Leon, here. And we are not able to go. We just have way too many things going on here in St. Augustine. We can't leave. St. Augustine, sometime in August, we're hoping to do a rum festival in the summertime. And of course, there's the Captain's Quarters podcast and our Christmas village and our Halloween village. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we have on the horizon. And let's just talk real quick about the Celtic Festival because, ladies and gentlemen, that's coming up this week. You want to get your drink on? Come and join us pirates at the Celtic Music and Heritage Festival this Saturday and Sunday. That's going to be a grand old time. We, the St. Augustine Swashbucklers, have had control of the main beer booth. In fact, I was just told by the Celtic organizers, they now call that beer booth the Swashbucklers booth. It is right next to the main stage or just off of it. And this year, because of all the extra work we're doing, we asked some friends of ours in a pirate crew down in Flagler who would like to help us out. The Seawolf Privateers. We're forming a union with them, and they'd like to help out. And then, of course, Ancient City Sirens, and, of course, us three from the Captain's Quarters podcast. Just look for the flags. We'll either be at the beer booth or we have our own crew tent, which is near the secondary tent, which is where I'll be because I'll be performing 2 magic shows on Saturday and 2 magic shows on Sunday. Oh, and yes, Ancient City Sirens will be doing 1 show on Saturday. I've neglected to get the times, but you're going to come out and spend the entire day anyway, so the times aren't important right now. Come out and enjoy us. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a grand three pirate crews working together. Seawolf Privateers, St. Augustine Swashbucklers, Ancient City Sirens. And all the tip money raised will be going to the charities that these three groups support. St. Augustine Swashbucklers supports Inc. The Seawolves, they have their own down in Flagler. And Ancient City Sirens, they have one of theirs that they work with quite easily. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we'll be doing with that money. So come and tip generously, because we don't get any of the other money, but we do want the tip money. And don't make us have to pull our weapons out and take it away from you. Give it to us generously. Take what you can and give it all away. That's what I like to say. Another good quote. A very good quote. We don't want to give it back. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Crew Adventures for 2022. And this week, the Celtic Festival. It's looking to be a righteously grand time and a great way to spend your St. Patrick's time drinking Guinness and Jamesons and whatever else you feel to drink. Come out and enjoy it with us. It'll be a good time and a long, fun day. So we look forward to it. So let's see. That takes care of all our business. We've talked about everything. And we're 8 minutes into the show, which means that we have plenty of time. And we've collected all kinds of things about our favorite pirate movies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been comprising a list of the pirate movies all the way back to the beginning of movies and television. And I have a list that is 17 pages long. There are almost 300 pirate movies, TV shows, short films, animation, 300 since the first one created in 1908. Now, out of almost 300, here's a question for everybody watching. What do you think is the one pirate story most remade? We'll tick-tock away for a few moments. I know that Mr. Henley and Mr. Longwood know. They can shake their head yes because they know. Does anybody know which one of the famous pirate stories has been remade a number of times since 1908? We're talking about 1908 to 2008 is 100 years, and 22, that is another 8. My math is slow. Let's see. I hear Treasure Island, Treasure Island, Treasure Island. Yes, everybody, it is Treasure Island. Out of the 300 movies and TV shows, Treasure Island has been remade 21 times. 21. That's a lot. So I'll tell you my 2 favorite pirate movies, and then we'll go with Mr. Longwood and Mr. Henley. First, my favorite pirate movie truly is Cutthroat Island for 4 reasons. Reason number 1, Geena Davis. Reason number 2, Geena Davis with red hair. Reason number 3, Geena Davis with red hair wearing a corset. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, they had one of the greatest carriage chase scenes ever. And the action was really good. A lot of people don't like this movie, but it was a lot of fun. And look at that. I'm in love already again. Look at that. There's Geena Davis again. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's one of my favorite pirate movies. The other one, Muppet Treasure Island, ladies and gentlemen. Muppet Treasure Island, because Long John Silver himself was played by, who knows? Anybody know? Muppet Treasure Island, there's Ransom Mayhem. Who played Long John Silver in Muppet Treasure Island? Let's see if anybody's paying attention. Waiting, waiting, sip of rum, waiting. There it is, Tim Curry. Thank you very much, Sadie. And Sadie is listening to us from Spain. Isn't that fantastic? We have worldwide dominance here, ladies and gentlemen, on our podcast now. Tim Curry really is an excellent actor. Most people know him from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. but he makes an excellent pirate too, ladies and gentlemen. So, Mr. Longwood, what's your favorite pirate movie?
Well, of course, I do like Cutthroat Island. But if we're going to go with something silly, then
Abbott and Costello meet Captain Kidd with Charles Lawton. That's a classic. He was a classic actor. There you go. The Raising Cain or the Mutiny. Very good. That's a little blurry.
a little blurry.
Is it my? No, it's good. It's not my eyes then.
No, it's not your eyes.
All right, very good. So that's a good one. Abbott and Costello. Who'd have thunk? Any others that's your favorites, Mr. Longwood?
Of course, I do like the Treasure Island. I like the Disney's 1950.
1954.
I remember that one.
Yes, and that is that right there. Robert Newton is the reason that most everybody believes that pirates stood around saying "R" all the time, because his voice actually was pretty much like that, and he thought "R" was a good way to say no. And ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Very good. That's a Disney classic too, for sure. Old Robert Newton himself. We have that poster for that movie on the wall of Hollywood Pirates in the Pirate Museum. Come out and take a picture with it. Old Robert Newton himself is right there. Mr. Henley, what do you got?
Well, I'm a little embarrassed to say, Captain, that being a pirate, I have never seen Cutthroat Island or any of these movies. I'm still...
You'll be walking the plank then, mate. You'll be walking the plank.
I'm still a bit of a young pirate, but my favorite definitely has to be one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. At World's End was my absolute favorite, and I like that movie for a lot of reasons. Something I like to see in pirate movies is different types of garb, because as we all know, in St. Augustine this past weekend, or the weekend before last, there was a lot of people who looked like captains.
Yes,
so
there were.
I like to see is some of the bottom of the barrel sailors and pirates on the ships, and that's something that you see in that movie. Also, that was the movie where they brought in the Brethren Court, and that was one of my favorite parts of that. I also really enjoyed seeing a lot of superstitions in that movie, and tons of naval combat, finally.
And the superstition you bring up is giving us a thought. It's on our list that we will be doing an episode on naval or nautical superstition, because there's been a lot of interesting things about that. I'm wearing my specs so I can see some of the other things here. Hellfire likes Lego pirates because they are yellow like Twinkies. Ice Pirates was underrated. Pagan Pirate. Ice Pirates, was that the start of Ice Pirates was gosh, I can't think of his name all of a sudden. He passed away about 15 years ago from cancer. Pagan Pirate, give me the start of that one. Give me a quick one there. I can't remember his name. He also did a television show called Vegas about being a private investigator in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I can see him. I just can't think of his name all of a sudden. But that Ice Pirates was kind of cool. There's this list that I have in front of me. It has just got a wide variety of different things. The Footsteps of Captain Kidd, On the Spanish Main, Pirate's Haunt. Of course, some of the real good favorites are Captain Blood and Seahawk, Black Buccaneer or the Black Pirates, Breed of the Sea, Road to Romance. I'm looking through here to see. Here's one too. I never heard of this one. 1928, The First Kiss, a pirate movie with Gary Cooper and Fay Wray. Anybody can tell me what made Fay Wray very famous? I throw that in. Treasure Island, Pirate Treasure, Captain Blood with Errol Flynn. There's a lot of people that like Errol Flynn. He was a great actor, a great pirate also. Robert Urich. Thank you very much. Robert Urich. That's it. I just could not think of his name. I appreciate that, guys. Robert Lynch. Robert Lynch was another pirate in a couple of other movies. River Pirate. The River Pirate's here. Hey, to your health, my friend. And my two favorite pirate movies are Pirates of the Caribbean Black Pearl and The Island, 1980. The Island. That's a good choice, too. Very good. King Kong, official wench. King Kong, you got it right. Fay Ray, there it is. Aye. Let's see. Let's look down this list and see what else we have that we can throw out there for everybody to make some guesses on. It's an interesting list. As I said, it's 17 pages long. And here's one for you. 1939, Charles Laughton, Maureen O'Hara, Robert Newton. The movie's set in 1819 England. And guess who else is in this movie? It's called Jamaica Inn. Alfred Hitchcock. That's pretty cool. Let's see. The Black Swan, Tyrone Powers. I remember that movie. There are some movies here that are actually foreign movies, foreign films, and I would not even try to pronounce them because I wouldn't get them right. Here's Sinbad the Sailor. I guess they would figure that was a pirate movie with Douglas Fairbanks and Maureen O'Hara, Anthony Quinn. Some of these names, a lot of people. Here's one. I'm just looking through the names. The Pirate, 1948. Judy Garland and Gene Kelly. There's an unusual duo for you. So there have been a lot of pirate movies, and I'm only not even into 1950 yet. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? And that's only 4 of the 17 pages. Wow. Captain Harlock, a kick back to the 70s. What about the Corsican Brothers? Cheech and Chong. Now there was a pirate movie for you. And to prove to you that Kara and myself know the man, we got to spend some time with him, and there he gave us a little bit of autographing, and we got to spend some time with Mr. Tommy Chong out in Las Vegas. There it is there. All right. And one of my other favorites, last year at Ancient City Con, which is held out at Oral Golf Village, I got to be honored by being on a pirate stage, a panel where people would ask us all kinds of questions about pirating and my history and whatever else. And guess who I sat on the stage with? That pretty blonde right there. She's the one that gets the Slapjack Sparrow. Vanessa Branch is her name. And believe it or not, she doesn't live too far from here. And we're hoping to get her to be one of our guests on the show real soon. So we'll see what happens. Probably in the summertime when there's less work going on for everybody. So what else we got? What? Judy Garland was in a pirate movie? Yes, she was. Now I got to go back and look for it. It was called The Pirate, I believe. The Princess and the Pirate with Bob Hope. That was a funny one. Yes, anything Bob Hope did was funny. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. We'll take care of that right now. Cheers. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, pirate movies. She is also the Orbit Gum Girl. You're absolutely right. Guess what, Mr. Harker? She also was in Star Trek. So there's her trading card from Star Trek. The Women of Star Trek, Vanessa Branch. She played the part of Naomi Wildman. Of course, we can't forget Princess Bride and the Dread Pirate Roberts.
The captain thinks that's one of the best sword fights in history.
Absolutely, I do believe it is one of the best sword fights. And if I could ever find a partner that would be willing to spend a lot of hours having fun rehearsing and choreographing, I'd love to duplicate it. But at my age, it might take a lot of wind out of me sails. So we're getting lots of good information here, lots of good comments. Pirate Queen, this is from Sadie. Pirate Queen, Black Swan, Against All Flags. Maureen O'Hara was in a lot of pirate flicks. She was. Maureen O'Hara was in a lot of westerns too. And her co-star in many of her movies was the great John Wayne. And here's one for you. It's not pirate, but we'll throw this trivia out there. Maureen O'Hara and John Wayne were in a movie that was not a Western. Anybody know what it was? If I say too much more, I'll give it away right away. So I don't want to give it away quick there. It's that fast. Let's see if anybody knows. Maureen O'Hara and John Wayne. We'll see if anybody pops up with that. The Dread Pirate Roberts. I have a mind that the Dread Pirate Roberts is based on Black Bart. Bartholomew Roberts. I could be wrong, but you never know.
Now, we can't forget the Buccaneers girl. Yvonne DiCarlo was in that pirate movie.
Oh, that's right. Yvonne DiCarlo, who goes on to be Lily Munster. Some of these stars that are in these movies are ones that you've seen in so many other things that we've talked about. And Yvonne DiCarlo, I actually have. I wonder if I can find it real quick. And if I find it, how do I get it out there? It's a good thing I have Mr. Longwood, because I'm an idiot when it comes to this technology stuff. But let me see if I can do some looking around, because I have a wonderful picture of Yvonne DiCarlo standing up for a moment.
You're not wearing your kilt this weekend? Bill?
I'm being talked to by my wife off camera. She forgot I was on camera. But since you're here, I'll go ahead and ask you to go over to where Max is and take the paper bag away from him that he's shredding. Please.
What are you doing?
Yeah. The luxury of doing everything at home. Let's see. Ransom Mayhem. The John Wayne movie was in Scotland. There's a good hint for you. You're absolutely right, Ransom Mayhem. It was called The Quiet Man. John Wayne plays a boxer, and Maureen O'Hara plays his love interest. She was his love interest in several movies. She was a good-looking woman. Absolutely. So let me call up this list again. The non-Western was The Wings of Eagles. Oh, they might have been in that one too. I'd have to go and look that one up. But I was thinking more of The Quiet Man, Pagan Pirate. Quiet Man. Let's see what else has popped up on this list of mine here. Let's see. I'm into the 1950s already. We did talk about 1954, the Long John Silver movie. Long John Silver with Robert Newton and Lloyd Berrell. Let's see. Return to Treasure Island in 1954 with Tab Hunter. And let's see what else we have here. Pirates of Tripoli, 1955. Here's one for you. Davy Crockett and the River Pirates, 1956. Film about Davy Crockett set on the Mississippi River. Anybody know the two stars that became very famous that were in that? One of them went on to become the great Daniel Boone. Anybody know who it was? Fess Parker. And Buddy Ebsen. Everybody remembers Buddy Ebsen as Jed Clampett. I love trivia. Don't you guys love trivia?
Mm-hmm.
So let's don't be too excited about it there, Mr. Henley. The Famous World of Jules Verne, 1958. Pirate of the Black Hawk. Little Savage. Marie of the Isles. The Pirate and the Slave Girl. I don't recognize any of the actors there. Robin Hood and the Pirates. Now there's a combination for you. Oh, here's one for you. Swiss Family Robinson, 1960. I went to the theater to see that, and James MacArthur was in it. Some of you might know who he was, too. Guns of the Black Witch, Jules Verne, Mysterious Island. We're getting into the 1960s now. Wow, there's just a ton of movies on this list. Christopher Lee was in The Devil Ship Pirates, 1964. What do you want to bet that was all about? vampires. Oh man, there's another Treasure Island. Giant of the Evil Island, Peter Lupus. Wow. So what do we got for anybody else popping in with comments here? I'm sorry, I got
Well,
best
here's a
part.
little bit of off-topic trivia.
Go ahead. Which one?
Adam just wanted to let us know that Twinkies were first made in 1930.
I think I got something special for you, Captain.
Yeah, what you got? Show us. Ah. For speaking shows, they have actually said that the training they did for that was by some of the greatest sword fighters, movie sword fighters in the world, and that they worked for over 10 months to choreograph all of that. I think that's a grand thing. When I did, I just had a thought go through my head and then wandered away again. When I did Peter Pan as Captain Hook for the ballet here in St. Augustine, we choreographed 2 fights. Both fights were less than a minute and a half long, but it took 6-7 months for us to get the choreograph down so that it went as well as it went. And it was a lot of fun choreographing those fights. I'm actually working on a friend of mine who does teach choreographed fighting with swords. We're working on sometime this summer to have some of our pirates start learning real good choreographing pirate fighting. So we'll see what happens. Let's see, the River Pirate, 2005, Pirates, XXX. I had just told the guys about that one earlier. Yes, that's a good one too. How about the Crimson Pirate? John Boyd, the Crimson Pirate. Official Wench. Twinkies made in 1930, and they're still fresh. Official Wench, you are absolutely right. And they're sitting on the same shelf as candy corn, by the way, because that's the same thing everybody gets for Halloween is candy corn. Very good. So Mandy Patinkin was one of my favorite actors there for that, and it was a great sword fight. What does anybody else have? Ransom Mayhem met Peter Lupus in Tucson. Oh, did you really? I don't remember that. When did you do that, Mr. Ransom? I don't recall that. Was it out at Old Tucson Studios? Let's see. Let's look at some more list here. Fight choreographing is a lot of fun, but also a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And in real life, most sword fights never actually would last that long. The Buccaneer with Yul Brynner was a good one. A bit of actual history in that one too. That's a good one too. Yul Brynner was a great actor, but still my favorite gunfighter in all the world is Yul Brynner. The robotic gunfighter in Westworld, or the same character in the American original Magnificent Seven. Anybody know what it was made after? It was not an original American movie. It was made on the idea of the Japanese movie, The Seven Samurai. So there you have it. Wow. No, it was at a car show there. Oh, very cool. Davey, where's the pirate chicken? There
He is always here.
Very good. So, where is Adam? Is Adam still there? Yes, I'm sure he's still there. So, Adam, we're going to have to teach you how to sword fight. That will be a lot of fun. Official Wench, best movie, Captain Blood, and there's not a better screen pirate than Errol Flynn. Even when he was playing a cowboy, he was a pirate. Even when he was playing Robin Hood, he was a pirate. I always loved that. I'll tell you another one, though. It's kind of a pirate movie, but I did not see it in here, and that would be the doggone it. It was a Danny Kaye movie, and there was a great sword fight in the Danny Kaye movie that is my second favorite sword fight of all.
Was it the Jester one when he's a court jester?
Court jester, that's what it was. And what makes the fight so good is that, one, Danny Kaye was a great sword fighter, and two, he is fighting with Now I can't think who he's fighting with. But he plays this bumbling idiot that gets hypnotized to be the greatest sword fighter in the world. And it happens on the snap of a finger. So during the sword fight, Danny Kaye is doing his best to be the best sword fighter. And he goes, I could have you just like that. And of course, he drops out of his hypnotic state. Now he's a bumbling idiot. And then his fighter, the one he's fighting with, Basil Rathbone. Thank you very much. That was right, official wench. Then Basil Rathbone says, "Aye, but I could have you like that." And Danny Kaye jumps back into his hypnotic state, pops back in, and they do this back and forth for several times. I actually loved the sword fight so much that when we were doing a play at the Colonial Oak in the early days of the Colonial Oak, we had that sword fight. I played the wizard in the play that we did, but I had a good friend of ours was in the play also, who was a good sword fighter, and he came in and was a sword fighter, and we did that right there. Diego is a good sword fighter, wonderful sword fighter, and we brought him in to be in the show, and I would hypnotize him, but then he would snap his fingers and drop out, and I would have to hypnotize him back, and he'd drop his fingers again, and it was a hilarious sword fight, and we did it patterned after Danny Kaye's The Jester, and it was just wonderful. Basil Rathbone also dueled Errol Flynn in Captain Blood. Great sword fight. You're absolutely right. Very good. That's the time when men actually use their sword fighting. What did I just see? Fact, in China, Pirates XXX was edited to be a family movie. Well, that would be an interesting thing to see. Must have been a very short movie then. A very short movie. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that talking about our favorite pirate movies, because almost everyone that's on the list here, I believe, is in some way, shape, or form connected to the pirate world. And we all have our favorites. Sinbad animated film was a good one. Zachary Archer. Very good. So I'm looking at my list again to see if there's anything else to pop up. Troy Donahue was there, was one. Terrence Young, Anthony Quinn, The Rover, based on The Rover set in France in the Napoleonic Wars. Blackbeard's Ghost. This one was hilarious. I believe it was a Disney movie starring Peter Ustinov as Blackbeard, and it had Dean Jones and Suzanne Flizette, who went on later become Bob Newhart's wife in one of his series that he did. Let's see. Pippi in the South Seas, Blackie the Pirate, Terence Hill, The Night at the Edge of the World, Kirk Douglas, Yul Brynner, set at Cape Horn in the year 1865, based on the lighthouse of the end of the world. Blood Island, Treasure Island, Ghost in the Noonday Sun. It was Peter Sellers, and it was a comedy. Kirk Douglas, set in California, 19th century, The Scallywag. Black Corsair, Oro Rojo. Wow, I probably butchered that one. I won't even try to say it again. Pirates of Penzance. On the Facebook, we had people that were mentioning different movies. That's a play, Pirates of Penzance, but it was turned into a movie with Linda Ronstadt, Angela Lansbury, and Kevin Kline. Talk about an all-star lineup there. Yellowbeard, The Master of Ballantrae. It was a television film. The Goonies, with Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, Jeff Cohen, Corey Feldman. Pardon me on the coffee, mates. Pardon me. Pirates, 1986, Roman Polanski, Walter Matthau. The Return to Treasure Island, Princess Bride, Rob Reiner, Carrie Elways, Mandy Patinkin, Robin Wright, and Andre the Giant. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a legend, a big legend, Andre the Giant. Kevin Kline was amazing in Pirates of Penzance. The rest of the film was probably. Blackbeard, played by Angus McFadden, was a very good movie. I'll have to look that one up. Adam, I can't with you. What are you saying to him, Hellfire? Was he wanting a sword fight?
I'll pop it up on the screen for you.
That's a different kind of sword fighting. Yep. Short.
I got another special clip for you.
All right, put it on there. Ah,
Sure hope it's kid friendly.
this is the chase scene. This is a wonderful chase scene. Very good chase scene. Did we lose it?
Yes.
That's all right. No worries. Goonies, second favorite pirate movie. Hey, you guys. Great movie, Scarlett. Great movie. All of these movies really, there may be a couple of bad ones in them, but if you take them all in the way they were done and take them with a grain of salt and a spot of rum, all of these movies would serve well to be in anybody's pirate collection. Now that I have this list, my goal is to try to figure out if I can get a CD version of every one of them. My goodness. Ah, yes. Show us your shackles there, Mr. Hellfire.
That's right. I got something new to add to my garb because it's
There you
unique. I
go.
got some leg irons,
Got some leg irons to show off to everyone. Very good.
and they hurt.
Let's put that over there. I'm tired of wearing that hat. The head feather keeps getting in me way. For kids, Jake and the Neverland Pirates by Disney. Not a movie, but a cartoon series. And actually, believe it or not, when I do the school tours, almost every fourth grader knows who Jake and the Neverland Pirates are. Jake and the Neverland Pirates, Peter Pan, and believe it or not, you have to throw in Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. Yep, old Captain Krabby himself, another pirate. So there you have it. Let's see. There is a new picture series on HBO. Oh yes, Davey, tell us about that. It's a new one. It's a comedy, but it's based on the pirate Stead Bonnet. Tell us what you thought. Didn't you tell me you saw the first 3 episodes?
Yeah, we saw the first 3 episodes. It's loosely based on the Gentleman Pirate, but there's a lot of silliness and comedy. But it was hilarious. They even had Blackbeard show up by the 3rd one.
Is it adult humor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say it is.
Yeah. Now, Stead Bonnet, part of the story we tell about Stead Bonnet, when I talk about Stead Bonnet, was that he was a gentleman pirate. He had a wife that was a nag, and he had lots of money. So he did the exact opposite in the exact opposite way that most pirates did it. He went out and bought a ship and then bought a crew, paid them up front so he could have his own crew and be standing there at the ship's wheel in all his finery and give orders. And he bought this crew, and they did a bit of pillaging and plundering. And then he came into contact with Blackbeard, and Blackbeard wined and dined him. And while he was on the ship with Blackbeard, Blackbeard gave the orders to some of the crew to take Stead Bonnet's ship and take off with it. And that they did. And then they turned Stead Bonnet over to the authorities. While he was in prison, awaiting his trial, and having been found guilty, he actually wrote a letter to the governor and said, look, this was just a lark. I'm a man of means. I have the money. This was just something for me to do, to get away. Please spare me. Well, the governor laughed and said no, and they hung him. So I guess being a pirate for a lark just is as bad. Hey, Captain, watching. Costume, a play of Pirates of Penzance when in college. So much fun. Ah, very good, Betsy. Did you sing too? And dance? That would be important. Very good. Hellfire, I thought you preferred leather.
He's ruthless tonight.
Adam, he does prefer leather, but that's only in the solitude of his own quarters. Pirates of Treasure Island, 2006. Captain Sabretooth. I saw that one on the thing. It's good for children. There is also a science fiction movie, animation about that they turned Treasure Island into a space movie too. I don't remember who was in it or who did the voice of it though. Blackbeard read. So, believe it or not, after looking at all the movies, Blackbeard was not. There weren't as many movies about Blackbeard. There were as many movies about Blackbeard as there was remakes of Peter Pan. But I believe that the fact that Blackbeard is mentioned in so many other movies is one of the reasons why he really is the most notable or most known pirate amongst all the pirates of the Golden Age of piracy. But it darn sure wasn't because of his success, let's say. He did well, but he did not do as well as many other pirates. So there you have it. Planet Treasure Island. Thank you, Zachary. See, this is a nice thing about being able to see what everybody's typing in. I can't remember everything. I am actually 367 years old, so I'm a little on the slow side at times, but I appreciate it. And I'm beginning to enjoy, David, Mr. Longwood, we've done the last 2 or 3 episodes where we just sat and conversated with all of our friends. And I think these kind of episodes are a lot more fun.
That seems to be what everybody seems to really enjoy.
Yes, I think so. And from now on, when we bring our guests in, we want to make sure that our guests are conversational also. I know that we want to bring in, and the River Pirate's watching, right? Is the River Pirate there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. River Pirate. I have 2 brand new ones. This one is from a distillery in Oregon, and this one here is Bombarda. And look, it's a cannon. It is a cannon. So we want to do these, and I'm thinking that when we do these, both the people that gave these rum bottles to me as thank yous for the Sunday night event we did last week, they will be coming in technologically wise. So maybe it would be a good idea to make plans to have the River Pirate be our guest in person too. We'll work out some dates. If you're all in favor of that, Mr. River Pirate, Mr. Jason, say aye.
Bombardo was good. They had those little vials.
Yes,
I
we
got
tasted
Miss
the
Gina to
Bombardo.
do a shot.
It was good. Let's see. He's a comic character in his history. Ran away to play pirate because he didn't want to face responsibilities. You must be talking about Stead Bonnet, Sadie. Yes, and not only did he not want to face responsibilities, he did not want to deal with his nagging wife. That's for sure. I will bring you some Michigan rum in October. Well, Zachary Harper, I'll tell you what, if you bring that Michigan rum in October and if you set it up so you're here on a Monday evening, we'll make you the guest that week you're here if it works out where your travels. Let us know, please. We'd love to do that. That's what we're trying to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're 15 minutes to the end of the show, give or take. If we go over, we've done that before. We don't really care as long as everybody's having fun. So before we get too much further, let's do a couple of things that we're supposed to do, Mr. Longwood. How's that sound?
I got it.
We would talk about what's new on the horizon, but since we're revamping our guest list and our lineup, because we had a few things set, but because of technical issues with our machinery, we had to make some changes. As you can see, the backdrop I'm using here is in my private office, not the studio we had built, because we're having some technical issues with the computer that we had set up there. And quite frankly, the last 2 weeks, there has been no time to actually work on anything. Isn't that right, Mr. Longwood, Mr. Henley? We have been busy pirates.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get that fixed, and then we can start having live guests again. So we're revamping new on the horizon, but be watching because we'd like to have the River Pirate. We've already made an open invitation to Zachary Harker. We will be talking to the pirates in Oregon who brought one of the bottles, and Morrow, who gave me the bottle of Bombardo or Bombarda. He's from the Carolinas, so we'll bring him in. We also would like to tell everybody that if you're part of a crew, you're the captain of a crew, or any part of a crew in the area or anywhere in the country, we would like to feature your crew on one episode. Have you be a guest of the show, talk about what we do, what you do, especially in your part of the world, because almost every pirate crew we know is charity driven, doing things for their charities in their hometowns or their communities. And we'd like to do that. So we would like to have each and every one of the pirate crews in the area, no matter where you're at, send us a message and tell us you're interested. We could send out lots of invites, but I think it's more substantial to accept offers from everybody outside that are really interested in doing it. So crews, no matter where you're at. And as you saw, the beer booth at the Celtic Festival this week, we will be sharing the beer booth with the Seawolf Privateers in Flagler Beach. And we'd like to have them on the show in a couple of weeks to talk about what they're doing. In fact, I believe they have a charity event, a murder mystery that they're doing. And if we time it right, we might be able to get them some extra work. Guests, anybody that has an interest in anything we do, whether it's rum or history, the history of pirates, the history of St. Augustine, the history of Florida, the history of the Americas, or the history of the world. Pardon me again. We'd like to have you as a guest on the show. Plenty of time. We've got March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And in September, we'll be celebrating our 1-year anniversary, which would be right around Talk Like a Pirate Day. We haven't figured out what we're going to do yet, but we're going to have to do something special for that time. So bring it in. Any of you guests, any of you crews, and any of you that have businesses that would like to be our sponsor. We have a way to show off your sponsorship. One of those ways, Mr. Longwood will show you. There it is. We like to brag about our sponsors being a part of it. They pay a fee to be a part of our sponsorship. That sponsorship money helps pay all the fees to run this show every week. There are several fees. We make sure that we pay the fees to StreamYard, to the music venue that we pay, so we don't get in trouble with stealing anybody's stuff. And we do that. And we'd like to, October 3rd, plan on spending the day in St. Augustine. So looking at the calendar, October 3rd, that is Zachary Harper. And let's see what October 3rd is, even though it's a Monday. Look at that. I think we've got our Monday, October 3rd, all worked out. So ladies and gentlemen, sponsors. If you want to sponsor the show, the first year sponsorship is very, very simple and very easy. And look at our subscribers. We just had 189 subscribers. We have 4 sponsors. We have 4 First Mate on Patreon. And that membership is a $5 a month membership that helps us pay our bills. And if you are a $5 member, you get to have one of our special coins. The Captain's Quarters poker chip, the $100 poker chip that's worth $100, except that you can't use it for $100. And it has our saying, our closing for the show on the back for you to remember and share with all your friends. So that's a good thing. So you did that one, Mr. Davey. You've done good. You've been right on it tonight. You're doing well. What a great navigator you've turned out to be.
We still have this week in history.
What's that?
We still have to do this week in history.
We do. So since we've done all the other stuff, let's have some more fun for a little bit and do your week in history. $160,000 for Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Wow. He's still making more money than I am. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Scarlett actually said that her birthday, which we already knew, is on International Talk Like a Pirate Day, and she thinks that we should have her on the show for her birthday. Well, let's see. If we look at September, her birthday is September 19th, which is International Talk Like a Pirate Day, and that is a Monday, which that is our show. So what do you think, guys? Should we have her on the show as part of her birthday?
Oh, yes. We always like Shiver Me pictures.
We do.
She did a nice picture of Hellfire and myself, and come to find out, she said it turned out so well because she's the one that took the picture. I guess her other photographers took the rest of the pictures during the event, so we were lucky to have a picture.
You have a copy of it to show on the screen, or did you not upload it?
I did not upload it.
If you can, quickly. So, Scarlett, I guess we're going to put you on the list for Talk Like a Pirate Day. So it's a Monday this year. We'll have to figure out what to do. Talk Like a Pirate Day this year is a Monday. You're absolutely right, Official Wench. And maybe, just maybe, we should have the people that started Talk Like a Pirate Day tech in as guests from where they're at. What do you think, Official Wench? That would be an honor to have that. And then Scarlett can be here in person, and then we'll have... They can't show that picture in public. It's not the same picture, Adam. How would you know, Adam? How would you know? So let's see. Any last minute checks of messages? We're doing that right now. We're checking to see who's here. I got to put my specs on. It's getting harder and harder to see. It's grand to have old Sadie here from Spain. I think that's our farthest away person. That would be really wonderful to. It could be arranged. Thank you, Official Wench. So I'll put you on the spot, Official Wench. What'd you think? We have some plans you might be a big part of. I'll get back to you. Well, Official Wench, I am looking forward to it. We would love to have anything we can do. Maybe you guys can come out to St. Augustine soon, too. That would be great. Sadie says this was a great show. I have to agree with her. There it is. Order of Leviathan Grand Induction Ball. I bet you don't have the picture of me and Ransom Mayhem, do you, Mr. Longwood?
Whoa, no, Captain.
Oh, well, that's all right. I made some comments about it. We have some plans you might be a big part of. Well, we're looking forward to it, Official Wench. And now we know the Official Wench has a grand title. The Official Wench is the Official Wench. I like it. Yes. Have Scarlett on. Nightingale in Florida. I guess if we have Scarlett on, maybe I'll jump out of a cake. Okay, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. So, it's been a good show. What do you think, Mr. Longwood?
I think it's been a very good show. All the viewers seem to really enjoy it when we talk about, but just talk instead of having. I mean, guests are great too, but they like being involved, I think.
Well, I think we want them involved more often as we can, and it makes for a better show. I would then ask a favor of everybody that's watching tonight. Send a message out on your own Facebook page. There it is right there.
Yeah,
I made a comment that I'm the older of the two brothers of the Mayhems, and I had to stand while the older or the younger decrepit brother had to sit. Notice he's got a cane. I don't need a cane either. But his lovely wife said, well, the king always sits. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was my brother Ransom Mayhem and his wife Michelle and my lovely wife Cece. And it was a grand time that we had at the induction ceremonies and the grand ball last weekend. We hope that there'll be many, many more like that, and we'll be bragging on the Order of Leviathan as often as we can. It has been a good show. We have reached towards the end. There are many plans to do some other things that we'd like to do. We want to do some live broadcasts at events. We have a couple of suggestions about nautical superstition, great captains. I just joined a organization called the International Pirate Hall of Fame. So I'd like to get the people that are in charge of that involved in our show in some way, shape, or form. And of course, with our rum festival in the summertime, we have some interest with the Florida Rum Society. So things are going in the positive direction, in the right direction, and that makes us very, very happy. If there's anything that anybody has for any kind of a suggestion for the show, we're open to suggestions. Doesn't mean we're going to take them. Just remember, your suggestions will be just like the pirate code in the words of the great Barbossa. They're more like guidelines, if you know what I mean. The guidelines will help us, but we'll see how it goes. It's a great show. And there we are, pulling into port. Thank you, Mr. Longwood, for that. It is time for us to say our farewells. I personally would like to thank everybody that was watching the show tonight. So take it away, Mr. Longwood.
Part of the podcast.
Part of the crew.
Always, to each and every one of you, thank you for being here tonight. This was a grand show. Thank you.